What's good? What's good? Of course, this is Chinchilla, and this is FeedMeBangers.com. And one of the questions that I really want to pose to you, and I really want to pose to you especially, is I want to ask you, what do you visualize? And when I say, what do you visualize, I want to ask you, where do you see yourself in the future? And where do you see yourself right now? Now, this is a very, very, very important concept because we're basically the accumulation of all our thoughts. The position that we are in right now and the position that we will be in the future is basically the accumulation of all our thoughts. You know, it's funny because in school, when we're little children, what the teacher would do is a lot of times if a child is talking or if a child is, sitting down daydreaming, what will happen is the teacher will scream at you like, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. And you're taught from a very young age that imagination is bad. And what would happen is that the teacher will call your parents a lot of times. And the teacher would tell your parents that your child's misbehaving. He was daydreaming in class. And it's very, very interesting because they tell you not to use your imagination for children. It's a childish trait. But the funny thing is that anything that's basically created or has been invented has started off from imagination. I challenge you, just look around your room right now. Look at every single object in your room right now. And every single object in your room started off from somebody's imagination. First started off in their brain, and then it was manifested or it was created in the real physical form. It was created in this physical format like this pen. So everything, comes from imagination. So it's the same thing with you. What do you visualize? Do you visualize negative thoughts? Because if you visualize negative thoughts, that's exactly what would be invented. Everything negative. Or do you visualize positive things? How do you see yourself? What's your outlook of yourself? So that's a very, 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 very important concept. For not just for being an artist or being in the realm of music, but that's an important concept of life. Your brain or your mind will turn you into what you are. Visualization is extremely powerful. And the thought and emotion that you have, when you're visualizing, that's very, very important. How passionate you feel about it. Because that's where success comes from. Success comes from a first idea. And it's very, very important you understand that you have an emotional impact. You have an emotional connection with that feeling. That's where success comes from. If you think about this, some people might say like, oh, that's not true. That's not true. But if you think about this, what if somebody was to tell you before the television was created? Just imagine, like, in the 1800s, someone would tell you that I'm going to invent this tube. What's going to happen is going to transmit frequency up into space. It's going to bounce off a satellite up in space. The space is going to direct the frequency back into the tube, and the picture is going to come up on the screen. A lot of people will say that person is crazy. And that's the television. That's something that we look at every day like it's nothing. But if you just really think about the technology behind it, it's incredible. And someone thought about that. Someone had to sit down and really thought about that, which is crazy. So, I mean, where you could end up in life is that the possibilities are endless. The only limits in your brain or in your mind, the only limits that you have is the ones that you create for yourself. Or you let others create for you. So who's in control? Or what other people say? Are they in control of you, or are you in control of yourself? And the first step is to actually realize that, because there's a quote that says that the most dangerous prison is the one that we don't know we're in. That's the most dangerous prison, because if you see a physical prison, if you actually see the prison, you can escape it, or you can get yourself out of it. But if you don't even know you're in one, that's the most dangerous thing ever. So it's very, very important that you spend time just visualizing and have an emotional connection with what you want to accomplish, because that's where your power comes from. That's where your purpose will come from. That's where your energy will come from. People who have a purpose, they just radiate on a different energy. You could feel it. You could feel their passion. You could feel Michael Jordan when he's on the court. You could feel like he has a passion for the game. He loves the game. You could feel an artist, basket. You could feel him when he made art. You could feel these people. You could feel a certain whoever your favorite musical artist. You feel them. You could just feel that passion within them because they have a purpose. And that's the important part. It's a purpose and visualization. So I just want to leave you with this, this positive motivation. And I definitely encourage you to please, like it, subscribe, and also, leave your positive feedback. I would like to know how you feel about this video, and just actually, share this. This is positive information that needs to be shared. there's too much information on the internet, like on these blogs and Facebook about negativity. So it's time to change this up. So it's time to change that whole trend of spreading negativity. Let's spread these positive vibes. Let's make this the new trend. So I definitely encourage you to like the video, leave your positive feedback, and definitely spread this information and subscribe to Feed Me Bangers Nation. And until next time, this is Chinchilla, feedmebangers.com, and peace.